Over 1 million Americans are expected to travel to Washington, D.C. for the third time since the November election in a protest to stop the steal. Our White House correspondent Jen Pellegrino has more.
Joining me now is Kylie Jane Kramer with Women for America First. Kylie, thanks for being here today.
Thanks so much, Jen, for having me, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Well, we're really excited. On January 6th, on Wednesday, I expect hundreds of thousands will be here in Washington for yet another Trump march that you have organized. Tell us what we can expect.
Yes, well, I would even take it a little further than it's going to be more than hundreds of thousands. We've had at least 1.5 million at our last two marches, and I would not, think that number would be any less if it would not double. So we're really excited. We just announced that the event will be held at the Ellipse, which is in the President's Park right in front of the White House. People are suggested to start arriving by 7 a.m. They can go to trumpmarch.com to RSVP and to make sure that they're able to get in. But people are coming in caravans from all over, from California, Texas, up in the Northeast, and we're really, really very excited about it.
So traditionally, the events have taken place on Freedom Plaza in D.C. It's an interesting change of location. Any word about perhaps the president making a visit?
Well, the change of location was to accommodate more people. And it's also, a historic place that we have the White House that will be the backdrop of it. But as far as the president goes, he did show up at our first two. He did a motorcade on November 14th around Freedom Plaza, and then on December 12th, he did the flyover in Marine One. We certainly know he's watching. He's been doing some retweets and tweeting that there's going to be a rally this Wednesday, January 6th. So we're hoping that he just comes on right out from the White House and will join us.
I saw one of those retweets. You said the cavalry is coming, Mr. President, and he was certainly pleased to see that. What have you been hearing from these supporters that are making their way towards the nation's capital?
Yes. Not only are they standing for President Trump, they believe that, as do I, that he's been fighting for us for the last 4 years. And now it's time for us really not to be the silent majority anymore. We need to stand up, make sure that our voices are heard. Every illegal ballot that is cast, that's counted, disenfranchises a legal ballot. So we really want to make sure that our legal ballots that were cast are counted. But this is really bigger than President Trump. He's just kind of the rallying point that we've all come behind. This is about the foundation of our nation and the future of where we go from here. So people just really want to make sure that we get this election right. As we're seeing with Congress, it'll be interesting what happens on the 6th. We have, I think it's up to 12 senators that are now going to vote to reject the Electoral College led by Senator Hawley. Ted Cruz is one of the latest ones. And then there are a number of members in the House.
What do you think about the impact of all these voters that have come out? They've been on the streets here in Washington and in their hometowns really fighting for a free and fair election. What do you think about what their stance has done in order to get these elected officials to come forward?
Well, I think that these elected officials are coming forward because they're actually, for once, not once, but very rarely do they actually do what their constituents want. We see them voting on things that we don't agree with. And if they go back into their districts, they have really tough town halls. So I think that these senators and congressmen are coming out strong for their constituents because it's now or never. If they don't get this right now, there will be no reelection for these senators and congressmen. And I think that they know that people are already looking towards the primaries. And not only do they want to keep their seats, but they want to have good relationships with their districts or their states. And that's really, heartwarming. And that gives people a little bit of hope and continuing on. If this doesn't work out how, we all would like to see it, that there still is hope that there still are people in Washington, D.C. that represent them and their family back at home.
Thank you so much again for taking time with us today.
Thank you so much, Jen. We look forward to having you.